Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And before I get this video started, I just want to say I'm going on my trip here in about an hour and a half or so. So make sure you're following my Instagram so you can see the comparisons between AT&T and T-Mobile. So now on to today's video. So I wanted to recap the new AT&T plans that launched yesterday, now that the hype's gone and everybody's more informed. So essentially, a lot of people are saying, from what I'm seeing in my comment sections and other tech blogs, people are saying for the higher price, they don't accept the fact that they're going to lose the Watch TV or some other perks that they've had on their current plan. And that's fine. You know, you can keep the plan, you can keep it unlimited, you can keep it grandfathered in. But in my opinion, what's better about these new plans is AT&T is finally opening the floodgates, so to speak. They're showing you that they are the network that can handle the traffic load, and they have the spectrum to really show the customer that you can stream anytime and there's hardly any congestion on our network. That is pretty much what they're showing with these new plans, in my opinion. So what I mean by that is, if you guys watched my video on the QCI, what AT&T Fast Track means, so they sort of kind of brought that over to these new plans. So you have the AT&T Extra Unlimited, the AT&T Starter Unlimited, and the AT&T Elite Unlimited. By the way, I'll have some more info on the Elite plan here throughout this video. So these three plans are not only going to be separated by the deprioritization, but they are also separated by QCI priority. So the Elite plan is going to have the highest priority because, of course, it's the most expensive and premium plan. So you're going to be placed on QCI 7. The starter is going to be QCI 9 at all times because it is the lowest plan. And then the Unlimited Extra is going to be QCI 8. So there is a priority difference between the three plans, which I agree with. You're paying a certain amount for each of these plans. If you want the better priority, you just pay more and you can get it. So, and as you saw in the video that I made, I will leave that in the description down below. You can see on the video that it does pay off in times of when there is a slower connection for the consumer. The higher priority does help boost the network, and I'm predicting it'll do the same for these plans. So next, the price point. So a lot of people have complained that it went up by $5 and AT&T is trying to nickel and dime. They're trying to, monetize the customer. And you got to understand, AT&T has been doing this for some time on the TV side, on the home internet side, and of course on the wireless side. But it's really just the fact that they're such a huge company, they run such a large network, and they are trying to pay down debt. I've seen that a lot in the comment section, that they have to force the Time Warner content on the customer because they're in debt and they purchased $85 billion for the content. Essentially, right now, short term, it's not going to pay off for anybody. But in the long run, it's going to, of course, make AT&T money, profits, and it's going to allow the customer that's paying for the service to get excellent content and an excellent service on the wireless side. So that's just what I think. Like I said, the 100 gigabyte, before you get deprioritized, I know a lot of sites are saying throttling. You're not going to get throttled, but you are going to get placed on a lower priority. So if you hit your threshold, you're not going to have the same priority you did prior. That's where the deprioritization kicks in. So after the 100 gigabytes, you're going to be placed from QCI 7 down to QCI 8, and you'll still have speeds like you normally would. You just won't have the same priority. So are you going to be essentially throttled? No, you're just going to be deprioritized during a time when there's peak times or when the tower is just loaded and congested. So, but you're still going to have unlimited amounts of data to go through. Like I showed you guys, I think 1 month I did 100 or 200 gigabytes. I had the same experience almost even after breaking that 22 gigabyte threshold at that time. I had almost the same experience, and I think it'll be the same experience with the 100 gigabyte threshold, and then of course the 30 gigabytes that they added to the hotspot up from the 15 prior. So the Elite plan, just to let you guys know, it'll go live in the second week of November. So the week of the 11th is when this plan is going to go live. So if you are looking forward to getting this or upgrade, I'm going to upgrade to this plan, of course. It just makes sense. I don't use the Watch TV app as it is now because I have AT&T TV. So for me, getting the HBO and then later on the HBO Max for free just makes sense in my opinion. But again, you know, like I said, this is just a longer video to recap the plan and to see what you guys think. You know, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm really just relaying the info, letting you guys know that this is what's happening. Do you think this is something that'll make AT&T thrive in the future to really take them over the top? Are you a customer with another carrier that may be interested in getting this plan? I know HBO Max is going to be a great value, just not based on the platform itself, but I think where they will thrive is the content, the original content that they're going to provide under the service. That's just my opinion, of course, but again, it is AT&T, so take that with a grain of salt. But I think they're going to compete very, very heavy on the network. They got to stay focused on all the segments now because they have the debt. So they gotta keep the wireless network going just to stay competitive on that. If not, Verizon's going to leapfrog them. They got to keep the first net responders going, the network, to hit the milestone to get the reimbursement from the government. So they have to keep all the segments flowing and rolling. And they did say they would lower the CapEx investment from 23 down to 20 billion. But that's largely due because of the Mexican network that they are still in Mexico, that they're still operating is now on a maintenance basis. And then they're largely done with the fiber rollout. So they can cut back on that. So more of that money is going to potentially more than likely go to investing it into the media content and then also investing it into the wireless side. Like I said, the media content right now has taken a bit priority because they want to push the HBO Max. So as I mentioned in my other video, the initial investment is going to be $4 billion. They're signing huge exclusive deals to get that content exclusively for the platform. So they spent $250 million on J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot and his exclusive production. They spent $500 million to keep South Park exclusive on the HBO Max platform. Now, the other content that exclusive, like Rick and Morty, Sesame Street, I don't know what they spent on that just yet, but as soon as I find out, I will let you guys know. But again, this is, in my opinion, this is a huge deal. I think they're pretty much showing the industry that we are the network to be on. We have the fastest network, the most capacity. That's pretty much what they're signaling. Will the competition respond? That's another question to ask. Do you guys think that T-Mobile will respond to this? Will Verizon respond to this? Verizon, I don't think so. I think they're above. Well, it's not called above anymore, but their most top-tiered plan does have the 75 gigabyte threshold, so they're within the range of the 100. Where I do see potentially Verizon adjusting is the 720p. I do see them potentially changing that to full 1080p on all plans. Right now, you can get it on Verizon, but you have to fight for it. You got to go to damn near a supervisor just to get them to add it on to your plan. And it's a $10 add-on to their revenue. So I think they're just wanting to control and manage the network as much as they possibly can. Because if you look at your speeds for the streaming, on the 720p plans, the most that they're getting is 4 megabits per second. That will allow for 720p streaming. But once you go to the 1080p, the speeds become uncapped. You are paying an extra